Now, what do you think the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu means by the certain progress in detainee negotiations with Hamas?
Thanks so much for having me. I think what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing right now is just buying some time until like the new administration by the Trump administration will come to the office effectively like starting January 20th. So what we are seeing right now, or what we're seeing since like October 7th last year, we have seen like Benjamin Netanyahu have bought the time multiple times, and he also sent the messages to the international community and even to the local community in Israel that he is growing or is working towards peace agreement with the Palestinian authorities, or he wants to end the war, but it's end up with different ways. So what we are seeing now also in Netanyahu, he's doing what he's doing to just to protect the Israelis' interests in the region and put the situation and to make it worse to Biden administration. Why? Because he wants to like to send the message that he wants to end this war or to reach the agreement with the Trump administration. Because we see also that he has good relationship with the Trump administrations. So what I think right now we are less than a month until like January 20th, until like Trump is come to the office. That's why Benjamin Netanyahu is trying to buy some time and try to say we are working on an agreement, but we are also we're trying to release all of our hostages from the Gaza Strip. But I don't think he is serious in that, because again, that he doesn't want to like to credit the Biden administration of finalizing the agreement, but he also wants to like to buy some time to just to destroy all of the military power, the remaining, of course, military power that Hamas has until like Trump is in the office right now.
Well, how long do you expect it will take to see the results of these negotiations? Is it January 20th, or is there another scenario where these negotiations might conclude before then?
I think that the negotiations are working behind the closed doors. I feel like there are more diplomatic efforts between the Biden and the Trump administrations to collaboratively with the Benjamin Netanyahu, and the Trump administration. On Trump himself wants to finalize this agreement on the January 20th, or at least like during the first month or so, because he built his campaign to just end all wars, including the Middle East war and also the Russian-Ukrainian war. So we don't. It's highly unlikely for the Trump administration to not to do that. So I feel like he is not trying to waste some time to lengthen or extend the war in the Middle East. So we are seeing this diplomatic effort between the Trump administration and Benjamin Netanyahu, but I don't think this effort or this agreement will come into effect until like before January 20th, because of the reason that I told you. But again, the situation now in the Middle East right now is like very chaotic and very liquid, what we're saying here. And the U.S. foreign policy, I don't think the Biden administration has detailed strategic U.S. Foreign policy or U.S. approach towards the Middle East. The last year or so, like the Biden administration was dealing with the Middle East like on a day-to-day basis, and he didn't have this strategic U.S. foreign policy. That's why this whole region was like in a brink of fire right now, because all actors or all players are trying to put pressure on the other actors to just to have or to make advantage of the liquid situation right now.
Yes.
And hopefully, Trump administration will change that by having a detailed and strategic U.S. approach towards the Middle East by like protecting the U.S. interest in the region, also protecting U.S. allies, including of course, Egypt and all of the other countries that are affected by the situation now in the Middle East.
Mr. Mossad, what is your assessment on the current situation for Palestinians with disabilities in Gaza amid the ongoing conflict?
So right now, I don't think that neither like the United States or Israel have the plan of what will happen of post-war Gaza right now. They don't have any plan or detailed plan or envision of what's going on in Gaza Strip. I feel like they are working now only to stop the war and to facilitate the humanitarian corridor, just to help people in Gaza Strip and to reduce the humanitarian problem or the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. However, we are talking now about like ceasefire, and we're talking to talk about release all hostages, or like if we have exchange of hostages between both parties. And the last thing and the last priority in both interests, or in both agendas or plans from the US or Israel, they are to talk about the post-war Gaza, or if they have plan, if they have like a US troops on the ground, or if they have any commission or neutral commission just to protect the borders. I don't think they talk about it right now. We only talk about like to cease fire and then talk about hostages. And by time goes, I think they are having more time to just sit on the table and then maybe negotiate the future of Gaza Strip, or the future of the Palestinian Authority, if they are taking control of Gaza, or some international community like troops or community international partner takes over of Gaza Strip. So I think now it's too early to talk about the future of Gaza Strip, if it's under the Palestinian Authority, or if it's under Israeli as like occupation.
Well, how does the international community, particularly the UN, view the ongoing situation in Gaza as described by UNRWA's Commissioner General?
The international community, of course, sees that what's going on in Gaza Strip right now is like a disaster, and we have seen many announcements from the U.S. Secretary General and all of the UN bodies that they are describing what's going on as like a genocide in Gaza, and they are calling all parties, or all player just to facilitate all of the humanitarian corridor and humanitarian assistance to help people survive, and just to protect all of the kids there. And I think all of these calls from the international community or from the UN bodies, it goes like without any listening from the Israelis prime minister or the Israeli government. Why? Because they don't think about the humanitarian aspect of the situation now in Gaza. They only think about the military outcomes of their actions in Gaza. They want to destroy Hamas capabilities, and they want to also to make a buffer zone even in the southern border from between Israel and Lebanon, and also they want to also create a buffer zone in Gaza Strip to secure the return of the Israelis residents in the northern Israel. So I feel they don't think about the international community, and they don't respect all of the international law or international organizations. They don't think also about the international court. So they only think about their interest, and the interest also like involved killing thousands of innocents. We are talking about 50,000 people
Yes.
are killed like among the women, kids, and also elderly people. So I feel like the situation in Gaza is getting worse and worse until the Trump administration takes the oath, and then try to have a different approach from the United States to fix the situation now in
Yes.
the Middle East.
From Washington, D.C., that was the non-resident scholar at the Middle East Policy Council, Mr. Marco Mossad. Thank you very much, sir, for your insights.